imagine for a second you're playing a top tier match in War Thunder, you're driving around in either your Kampf Panzer 70 or your T-64A, and you're driving along and then all of a sudden one of these comes at you. Let's just take a moment to appreciate those Rheinmetall 120mm guns being let off on what I'm assuming is a range in Arizona. But yeah, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Garrett G Gaming here, and today I've got a bit of a different video for you. I know the devlog hasn't come out yet, but I wanted to be the first one to get this done, and I'm going to be talking about the implications of the M1 Abrams in War Thunder. Now, the video footage in the background will mainly be of M1A2s, mainly because, well, it's quite hard to actually find footage of the original M1 Abrams in action with its 105mm gun, so bear with me on that one. Now, obviously, the M1 Abrams is a very iconic tank, and especially if you live in the United States, you would know a lot about this vehicle, but it's been around for 40 years, and it has been kicking a lot of ass, considering that this tank is probably the most combat-tested modern vehicle or modern main battle tank in service today. And, you know, it actually pioneered a lot of technology that tanks take for granted today. Laser range finding, advanced fire control systems, thermal imaging, commander-independent thermal viewers, things like that. Now, implied in War Thunder, we could get the Abrams in one of three varieties. We could either get the Abrams looking like this. Now, this is the General Motors prototype that was created by the company General Motors. They were the ones who created the MBT-70. Or we could have it like this. This is the Chrysler prototype. Now, Chrysler were the ones who constructed the M60 Patton tanks. Of course, there is the third option, which is what we got with the Challenger 1. We just get the M1 Abrams straight up with a 105mm gun, with the production turret and the production hull. Now, there are obvious differences between the two prototypes, and of course the production model itself looks entirely different. However, let's talk about if the production model was added to the game, per se. So, we've got the Leopard 2K, we're going to have the T-64BV, we'll have the Challenger 1, and then we'll have the M1 Abrams. Now, everyone thought the Challenger 1 would be some unstoppable monster, and in terms of the armour, they're pretty correct. However, it's not as mobile as the other tanks, and its firepower is pretty much on par, so that isn't too bad. Well, its firepower is pretty damn good, actually, but it's probably going to fire the same ammunition as the Chieftain Mark 10, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And there will be sort of two conflicting ideals behind the Abrams tanks in War Thunder when they're introduced. Now, the initial idea is going to be what I'm going to call the Abrams effect, similar to the Tiger effect, which Slick B coined, which is everyone sort of grinds down the game, goes down the German line, gets the Tiger, plays it and realizes, holy shit, I actually need to learn how to play, otherwise I'm going to be trash. However, this is not as severe because to get to the Abrams, you're going to have to go through a lot of tanks, so it's going to filter out a lot of shit players. Not going to say that there aren't going to be shit Abrams drivers, but hey, you can only do so much in a multiplayer game. But one of the things I'd like to talk about is the actual power of the tank. You see, initially I thought the Abrams would be a sort of balance between the Leopard 2K and the Challenger 1, seeing as it has the M1 Abrams at least has a 105mm M68 cannon. Now, let's just go through this in categories, actually. So, firepower-wise, the actual gun will be the M68 105mm cannon, a licensed production version of the Royal Ordnance L7 tank gun. While comparatively diminutive compared to 120, 125 and 152mm guns, the M68 on the M1 Abrams can actually fire M833 rounds with depleted uranium penetrators. That's right, this thing gets DU. Apparently capable of penetrating 420mm of rolled homogeneous armour at 60 degrees. Oh, by the way, did I mention that's at 2,000 meters? Yeah. Anyway, the firepower on this vehicle is completely adequate, to say the least. Now, in terms of power plant, this is interesting. The vehicle is powered by a Lycoming, later Honeywell, AGT 1500 gas turbine that pumps out 1500 horsepower. Yeah, this vehicle in its initial form only weighed 54 tons. To put simply, the Leopard 2K is actually slightly slower than the M1 Abrams is on a paved road. That means it can go 72 km per hour on road and 48 km per hour off-road. So, not sure what the off-road cross-country manoeuvrability will be compared to, say, the MBT and the Leopard 2K, but it's still pretty damn decent, as you can see from the footage in the background. Of note, the engine is also much quieter than a conventional diesel engine, so you can probably not hear it as much in the actual game when there's a whole bunch of machine guns and tank guns going off. But the trump card of this tank, of course, is its famed armour. This vehicle has classified armour developed from the Burlington composite armour tested by the Chieftain, combining normal steel RHA armour. These giant slabs of composite armour allow the vehicle to achieve incredible levels of protection. Hard numbers are difficult to come by, but I dare say that the turret face will be near impervious to most, if not all, current top-tier tank guns. Likely not even another DU round could penetrate it. In my opinion, this vehicle would be the strongest tank in the game, bar none. The Challenger doesn't have the speed, the Leopard 2K doesn't have the armour, the T64 is more of a all-round general purpose vehicle that does a bit of everything but nothing excellently. So, you know, the Abrams has this fear factor about it. When you see an Abrams, you're going to get your fucking shit kicked in. You know, it will penetrate you if you stand there. If you try to run away, it can catch you. It's fast, it's well armoured, it's extremely dangerous, and I cannot wait to see how it is implemented in War Thunder, because what I'm saying right now could be completely and utter, you know, in real life it was like this, in game it could be complete and utter trash. This might be the worst top tier main battle tank in the game, but yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It has been your boy Gary G Gaming here, and I'll hope to catch you guys next time.